Happy Sunday, everybody. Alright, so yesterday was my late sister's birthday. She would have been 51. Anyways, what I'm doing is, this is one of her favorites. Chicken and broccoli and alfredo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own from scratch. So we have our broccoli right here. I'm going to cut it to florets. I'm going to pan sear those on the stove, as well as chicken. I'm going to make my own, my own alfredo sauce. And I have this right here. But some of you may know, and some of you may not know. I'll tell you a little story about my sister. Her and I were real close growing up. I had to play mediator between her and my brother. Those two were always clashed. I mean, I try to say this to people that have siblings and stuff like that. Don't be trivial with them, because nothing in life is trivial. You know what I mean? Something might be trivial to somebody else, but it might not be to them. What I mean? So, anyways, a little bit about my sister. She was the smartest girl I ever knew. She would fight guys because women weren't a challenge. She was a Taurus, obviously, because she was born May 2nd of 1975. And she got mixed up with this dude, you know. I don't know what she's seen him. I always seen him as trouble. Didn't care for him, didn't like him. I mean, he would kiss my brother's ass and stuff like that. He knew I had his number. And I just didn't like him. I mean, he graduated in 1989, I believe. And she graduated in 93. So there's a big age gap there, you know what I'm saying? You know, but she's still my sister. I mean, he tried to sneak booze into the party. She had a Halloween party at my parents', and he tried to sneak. My father and my mom wanted me to be the lookout. See something, say something. I had a feeling something's going on, because the way they were sneaking out back, the other kid should have been, I'm like, fuck. You know, now these kids are not home, so I don't like to be a snitch, you know what I'm saying? And I saw that fucking going on. I mean, some of these kids drove. It's my responsibility to make sure none of that shit happened, because if something happens there, my parents are at fault because they're hosting, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I told my mom, I'm like, you know, she kicked him out. You know, and since then, him and I never fucking liked each other. He can't for me. He's got a record, I mean, he's got a rap sheet like a read book. I mean, he had a big drug problem. He took her down that same road. And she became somebody I didn't know, didn't want to know. Scary, to be honest with you. But anyways, she was like I said, she's real smart. She was real wicked, I would say. You know, I mean, she was a dean's list on the at a college. That's how smart she was. You know, I mean, you can ask anybody that went to school with her. She fucking read a paper, and yeah. So that being said, let me prep this stuff. I'll keep talking, but a little inside of my family life. All right, now I'm hooking this stuff up. To grate my own cheese. Yeah, as I was saying though, yeah, with my sister, there's one thing I wish I'd learned from her was how to make her little mini cheesecakes. That's one thing she excelled at. She would have these like little candy wrappers, like little small ones, and she would have, you know, cherry cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake, and they were perfect. You know what I mean? It was just, I don't know how she did it, but she fucking did it. She would make the cake pops up before they were even a thing. You know, the cupcakes in a pan with the popsicle sticks and shit. Yeah, she used to do that. Very crafty. She made my son a bat for Halloween. She asked, Brendan, what do you want for yeah, to be for Halloween? He just said he wanted to be a bat. I'm like, huh, what? Sure enough, my sister made him a fucking bat. Had the wingspans and everything on it. I mean, I don't know how she did, but she fucking did it. You know, very crafty. As you can tell, I miss her. I mean, her and I had a falling out. That's why I say life isn't trivial. You know what I mean? And mental illness is a terrible thing. It's real. I mean, there's no sugarcoat it. Impacts people. It impacts their. I'm over here trying to put this fucking thing on without my reading glasses on. Alright, so what I did was I grated some of it just like this and some of it like this, but I'm just gonna cut some of this up because I wanna bounce it out. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff right here will melt fast, but this stuff will take a little bit longer. I'm just gonna chop some of this up though. Let's see. Put it right now. Bowl over here. I have my pasta water heating up over here. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna put a tablespoon of olive oil right in there. I'll put this on medium. Throw some broccoli right in here. Just a little drizzle. Alright, I'm going to cook this for about 4 minutes, uncovered. Now just a little bit of pepper. A little bit of garlic salt. And that's it. While that's doing that, I'm going to cut up some chicken. I'm going to add chicken over here now. Now I'm going to transfer this to the bowl with the broccoli. Alright, time to make the alfredo sauce. Alright, so I have a stick of unsalted butter. It's going to go right in there. Don't clean out your pan either. You want all the scrapings down there to be a part of this sauce. I have the oven preheated because I feel like baking it on 325 afterwards, just a little bit. And then melt that. And add in some garlic. That's melted. Alright, so I get this butter melted. I threw 2 teaspoons of minced garlic in here. Just need some good over here. That's all I'm going to add. 1.5 cups of heavy cream. Look at it. this sauce, huh? I'll cover it. Well, first I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning to this. Cracked black pepper, Italian seasonings. All right, let's go. See how it's nice and thick over here? That's why we have pasta water. Right over here, just a little bit. Don't fuck with the chuck. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw sauce on this with the chicken and broccoli. And I'm going to add mozzarella on top. Let me taste this real quick. Mm-mm-mm. Wow, that is so good. All right, let me put it on this over here. I still have that much left. Now I'm going to top it with mozzarella. There's Sam, the best part. One more run of cracked black pepper. This is going to go in the oven for about 15 minutes. 325. Oh, look, Sam, I have to do this for you. Look, look. Oh, look at all that cheesy goodness in there. Look at that, huh? Sam. I gotta transfer half this to this over here, other half over here, half to my neighbor. As I said, thank you guys for watching. Look at this cheese though. Ooh. Look at this too. Nice and creamy.